Okay, hello again, you guys. I'm back with another video, and now we are going to focus on Cancer. This is a very interesting, complex, in-depth sign. So, if you were born between June 21st and July 22nd, this video is about you. You are the Cancer, the crab, and the numerical the numerical value of the word Cancer, Cancer, is 315359, and that equals 26, and that equals 8. Now this is very interesting for two reasons. Now, what does this tell you about Cancer? Now, when you look at the 8, it tells you a lot about Cancer. First of all, let's just look at the number itself. Cancers are very skilled at cultivating money and resources. They have a knack. And they also, it seems like people just come to them when they start a new business or when they start a new endeavor. It just seems like people flock to their businesses, or they just tend to attract resources, or they tend to attract people in their lives that help them. 8 rules. The 8th house rules secrets. This is where we keep our secrets. This is where our hidden talents are, and our hidden ambitions, hidden desires. Secret flings, secret lives. This is what the 8th house rules. And when you think about Cancer, they're very private. They're very secret. They retreat into their shell a lot. So they tend to be very secretive and private people. Also, the 8 represents material gains and wealth. And when you think about Cancer again, they are very good at cultivating material things, and they're very good at cultivating networks and people, and just that they're very they're always kind of on a power struggle. So they're very good at cultivating power and wealth and material gains, right? What else is the 8? The 8 is, it's not a very solid number, but it's a very powerful number. 8 is an esoteric number. It's a very holy number. But it's, when you look at 8, it's on a rock. It's rocking. The 8, it's on a rocking chair, so it's not real steady. It's kind of indecisive and on the fence and kind of back and forth. It always has to have that balancing factor, right? Because the 8 is like topsy-turvy. And then when you turn up the 8 on its side, it's an infinity symbol. So this tells us a lot about the Cancer individual. They can be very indecisive. They can be kind of straddling the fence sometimes, or almost to the point of afraid of making decisions sometimes. They can be decidophobes, just like afraid to make the wrong decision. For females, they are very feminine. Of course, Cancer is a feminine sign, and it represents the mother. It's very maternal. And you can tell Cancer females, they're very feminine in the way they talk and the way they act. They're all like, yeah, girl, this is a Cancer. They're just like so feminine and like, you know, so it's a very feminine sign. It's very maternal. It's very motherly. Now, she can be moody and changeable, and she can be unwilling to improve. Even though Cancer is a cardinal sign and they are changeable, they can't change. Cardinal signs, this is what cardinal means. They're able to change and adapt. But sometimes the Cancer female, especially, she can be unwilling to improve, like just unwilling to change. You have to be a special somebody to move these individuals, because they move on their own time, at their own pace, and it takes them quite a while. It takes you quite a while to get to know them, even because they're very guarded and they don't let you in easily. Like I said, they're very secretive. They're very private about their secrets and their lives, and they're very just private about who they are in general. I mean, you might get their name and their age, but beyond that, it's like pulling teeth. You really have to put in a lot of time and work to get to know these people, especially these women, because they're very closed off. Especially the Cancer females, they're very motherly, so they're maternal. So when they're with someone, they try to mother them. They want to take care of you. They want to, you know, I'm not going to say they're not like your slaves, but they like motherly. They want to kind of tell you what to do, and clean up after you, and cook for you, and take care of you when you're sick, and maybe pick out your clothes. Like it could be extreme like that, but they like to do that. They want to mother you. They're very maternal, and they make good wives and good girlfriends depending on your sign, because Cancers are very sensitive, so you have to be prepared to deal with that as well. Cancer females, they're not really keen on being dominated. They really don't like to be dominated. They don't like that, because Cancers, they tend to be a little combative. They're a little feisty. Don't try to control them. They don't like being smothered. Now remember, this is a sign of contradictory. Cancer is the sign of contradictory. Each sign has, Aries also has some contradictory traits, but Cancer rules contradiction because they don't want to be dominated or smothered, but they tend to be clingy. They especially Cancer females, they tend to cling to their partners, and this can be very smothering if you're not someone who is really attached, gets attached to people. But the good thing though about being with these Cancer people in general, or especially the females, they don't always have to be right or have the last word or win an argument or be on top. They don't always have to do that. They can apologize, and they can be wrong, and they can let you have that top spot, and they can take a more supportive position in the relationship. So that's a good thing if you are a male that respects a woman that submits. Very sensitive. This is Cancer female and male, but especially the female. She needs someone who's going to let her cry. She might be a huge crybaby, but she needs someone who understands that this is how she expresses her emotions. She's just sensitive. She's easily hurt, so you have to be careful with that. You have to be careful with what you say, how you say things. And just her in general, she just may be sensitive. Something might happen at work or just in her day that just makes her upset, and just got to be there for her. Let her cry on your shoulder, let her vent, let her get it out, because she's going to be very sympathetic to you, very affectionate. Cancers are very affectionate in general. Like, especially if they like you. Now, it takes them a while to like you, because they're not going to just they might be attracted to you, and they'll have sex with you if they're attracted to you, especially the males. They'll sleep with you, but you won't get that Cancer, like the dark side of the moon. You won't get that dark side. You won't get that inner being. You just get the surface level, which is not even them. Like, that's not even who they are for real. That's a facade. But anyways, they're very affectionate in a relationship. They like to touch you, and they'll like rub your knee or grab your leg, and they'll be really playful with you. Like they might like poke you a lot, or they just make a lot of jokes, and they're real goofy and very playful, it's really surprising, because you really have to get to know them to reach this stage. Because when you first meet them, they're very serious, and they come off very professional, and they're very put together, and they're kind of goody two shoes. And so, but when you get to know them, they're very playful and loving, very caring, and they're very eager to please their partners. You know what I mean? They're very eager to please you. They want to make you happy. This is a sign that is, dangerously all about you, and it could be dangerous for the Cancer, because they tend to become absorbed and consumed with their partners. The Cancer female, this is really tough, because the Cancer female, she puts her partner on a pedestal in her imagination, right? So if they tend to have extravagant. Cancer rules imagination, so they have extravagant imagination. So they can put you on a pedestal inside their head, like, you're this great guy. She thinks that you're just her hero. You're just the world to her. You just make her feel so good, and you can't make any mistakes to her. You are just perfect to her. If you fuck up and that image is shattered, I mean, the spiritually, this is so crushing for her. For the males too, but especially for the females, this is going to crush her spiritually, because if you shatter that image of perfection that she has for you, and Cancers are kind of unforgiving, and if they do forgive you, it takes them a while. So if you shatter this image that they have of you, they're going to be very disappointed, and threally be very reluctant to let you back in. It's like, because you disappointed them, it's like you're not who they thought you were. So they see no point in giving you a second chance. It's really bad. It's all bad from that point, really. Now, Cancer males can be moody as well, but they're not mean-spirited though. Like, they can be moody, but they're never mean, if that makes sense. They're really gentle and good-spirited people, men. Like I said, he has Cancer males that have a great sense of humor. How do I describe their sense of humor? It's very colorful. I'll say that, because Cancers are very creative, so they have a very colorful sense of humor. I do find it that they always talking about people, like they. A Cancer is just Cancers can be savages. I'm telling you, like, they will cut you down, like, and it's like they have shit brewing. It's like they have shit like brewing and ready to just to go in on you, like, because, and like I said, they can keep secrets now. They can keep secrets forever, because that eight energy, they can keep a fucking secret, and they'll keep dirt on you, boy. They'll keep dirt on you for years, and then when you piss them off, man, that shit, all that shit's coming out. They will fucking expose your ass like no other. They will, and they're a water sign, so this means they can go deep. They can dig up shit from you from fucking kindergarten and shit. Like, they'll bring that shit up and be like, yeah, like, for real, do not, they will drown your ass, like, all water signs. But man, I'm telling you, they have a great sense of humor. And sometimes you might be the subject of that. You just got to deal with that shit. I mean, it's just, they can be really cutthroat when it comes to being funny. They may be funny at all costs, which means it might be at your cost or at my cost or whatever. But learn to laugh if you're gonna be friends with a Cancer, because they kind of have a harsh sense of humor. But they're cool. They're cool people. They don't mean any harm at all. Cancer man is very charming. He's, how do I describe this man? He is a siren, like, because the Cancer man, he comes off so innocent, and just, you want to protect him, and he's like so fragile, and he's like, oh, little Cancer, and but really they're like these, I don't know, they're like these fucking what do you call them? Not magicians, but like sorcerers. Like, because remember that 8 energy now, like, these people, 8 rules esoteric knowledge. It rules the 8th house, in the 8th house rules esoteric knowledge. It rules secrets. It rules the dark side. It rules you know, deep knowledge and unseen things. So they have a lot of shit that they're not saying to you. They know a lot of things that you don't know that they know. So they might play innocent. They might play the innocent victim role, because these people are master manipulators, and this actually works for them and against them. It can work for them because it makes them great salesmen. It makes them very persuasive. It makes them great conversationalists. They're very calm and gentle when they speak, and they kind of like, it's like they kind of reel you in very slowly without you even knowing it. It's like really crazy. And the Cancer man, if they choose, if they choose, they can play hard to get now. They'll play hard to get, and they'll pretend like they don't know they're doing it, but they do. Like, these men are very tricky. You just have to, you just really have to, like, be prepared, because these men are so, you think you know everything, you know nothing. This is the model for Cancer. Like, they are masters of disguise. So they are very good at putting out a face that looks good, or putting out a face that appears to be confident and sure of itself, but really they might be yelling on the inside, or scared, or sad, or depressed. But you'll never know how they really feel. You'll never truly know them. I mean, even if you're with them for years, they will never tell you all their secrets. They're very protective of their heart and of their feelings, so they never let you all the way in. They'll play hard to get, because they like to be chased. Like, Cancers can be a little bit full of themselves. They can be a little full of themselves, self-centered. So they have that aspect of conceit to them, or they can be like kind of little condescending, but it's very passive, because Cancers are very passive. They're not in your face aggressive. They're very calculating and passive and behind the scenes, and so they like you to chase them, but they don't want you to know that they like it, okay? Well, Cancers, they're going to be 2 types. There's going to be the one that's extremely dominating. He even might be controlling, because don't forget, Cancers can be very smothering, and they can be very clingy. So you might get a Cancer male that's just very controlling, or a Cancer woman that just wants to control everything you do. Or you can have the one who adores home life. Now, that's the 2 types. One that's controlling and domineering, extreme domineering, or one that is very calm and collected and just enjoys home life. Now, both of these aspects of Cancers can be fussy and critical and fault-finding. So, like, if you have a Cancer that is like, you know, they're a homebody, they prefer to be at home, they tend to find fault in things. They're very critical of their loved ones and just the situations and themselves. So they can come off very fussy and naggy and critical and just fault finding in a lot of things. So, like, a Cancer was the type of sign that'll correct your grammar. They'll correct words that you use wrong, and it might come off like, oh my God, stop fucking correcting me. Like, you're not perfect, but it's. Now, see, I'm going to say it's not malice, but what the fuck do I know, right? Because who really knows a Cancer? But I'm going to say it's not intentional. They just, like I said, they have a image of perfection. So they try to live up to that, and they want to create that to the best of their ability. So that comes in the form of correcting you. That comes in the form, and they see this as self-improving. They see this as them helping you improve. And so you really have to, it's hard to understand them, but you really have to give it a go. You really have to put a lot of work into understanding these people, because they are very complex. Cancer male is a very sexual being. Now, they need constant erotic stimulation. These are the type of men that will watch a lot of porn. They might go to the strip club a lot. They might even be part of like those gentlemen's clubs and shit like that. They might be cheaters. I mean, I'm not going to say it's likely, because Cancers tend to be very loyal once they're with you, because it takes them a long time to let you in. And once you're in, they don't want to do that again. They don't want to start all over. They're pretty much committed to you after that. They let you in. They tell you their secrets, and they tell you they love you. You're pretty much there, because they don't play with these words. They don't play with people's emotions and feelings. So if they are attached to you, they love you, and they love you for life. Once they love you, it's for life. It's forever. Even if you're not with them anymore, they're going to continue to love you. They are, their love never dies, because it's maternal. It's on a maternal level. So it's deeper than just the surface. It's deeper than just sexual. It's in our DNA. But they can be cheaters because they need erotic stimulation all the time. So this means a lot of sex. So in stimulation, I mean, they may be, I mean, they may look at porn, like I said. They may be prone to sexual conversation just because they want that erotic tease. Because they're sexual. I mean, it's not always physical. Sometimes they just want it in their head. They want to imagine it, because they have very vivid imaginations. Like I said, they might want you to say something sexual to them. Tell them something sexy. Say something sexy to them, and so they can create an image in their head and imagine that. And this does something to them, because they're so mysterious. I mean, so this gives them erotic gratification. You know, so just keep that in mind. Give them lots of sex and lots of sexual energy. Kiss their neck, and, you know, touch their private areas and rub them, and, you know, kiss on them and things like that. Just make sure you're very erotic in the way you do things with them, because this is going to be very stimulating to them. This is going to please them a lot. Cancers are timid by nature. Like I said, they're not passive. I mean, they're not aggressive. They're passive. So they're very timid. Like I said, they are more of observers. They're more of the people that sit back and watch. They're not the ones to approach you. Like Cancers are very traditional. I forgot to mention this. They're very traditional. So like the female Cancers, they'll never propose. Like, they don't care how strongly they feel about you. They don't care how much they love you. They will never get on one knee, because it's just against their moral character. They don't believe in that. They are very traditional. They feel like the man should propose to the woman. He should take care of her. Just like the Cancer males, they're very traditional in the way they live. They feel like they're very prone, they're advocates for chivalry. They want to open your doors, and they'll put their coat in the water for you, and they want to wait on you hand and foot and take you to dinner and pay the bill. They want to buy you gifts, and then they want to fall in love and eventually get married and have, buy the house, have children. They want these traditional things. They have a very traditional outlook on life. So. But they're also very timid. So going back to that, they're also very timid. But when they are in love with you, they're very doting with their love. I mean, like I said, Cancers are very affectionate. So expect a lot of kisses and a lot of I love yous and a lot of playing, and they find the cutest ways to show you how they want your your attention and your intimacy. So just expect that. It's very cutesy like, and it's very about you, and they make you feel like the center of their attention. They put you on a pedestal. They're just very loving, and they cherish you. They're the partner that they cherish their partners, and they enjoy being with their partners. Cancers, they like being with their partners. They like spending time with you. This is like they have the stigma of being very clingy. They're clingy. Once they're in love, they're attached to you. They want to spend time with you. They want to share everything with you. This may get on some people's nerves. Like Cancers, they want to share everything. They might get a little offended when you don't want to share with them. Like they may want to share like a dinner plate with you or a bag of popcorn or something like that, and you'll be like, you know, because to them it's like everything about the relationships with Cancer is so special, and they cherish every single moment. And so that's how it is. They just want to be with you and spend time with you, and they want to experience every moment with you, because they're so in love with you. Cancer, be mindful that Cancers they're very alluring, right? Cancers are very alluring, so they have a tendency to make people fall in love with them without them actually knowing it. So someone might be really in love with the Cancer and have a huge crush on them, and the Cancer has no idea. They have no idea that you're even attracted to them at all. Because they're so smooth in the way they talk and the way they move. They're so attractive. They're so dreamy. They have this dreamy quality about them, and they just you're kind of just like, ah, you know what I mean? So they don't know this though. They're completely oblivious to this. So they're also known to be heartbreakers because of this quality. And I've actually witnessed that in Cancer friends too. I'm like, you don't know that girl likes you? Like, how stupid are you? But they don't. They have no idea. So just be mindful of that if you're with them. It's very important to know this, because in a relationship, it may seem like they're flirtatious or they're being unfaithful or unloyal to you, but really they're just being friendly, and people are taking it as something else. Cancer may seem sometimes insensitive to your problems and what you're going through. Like if you have a problem or you have an issue, they may not say anything, or they may not comfort you, and you may feel kind of neglected, like, damn, like that's cold. But really it's just they're protecting themselves. They don't want to get involved with anything that could potentially you know, fluctuate their moods, because you know their needs and their desires fluctuate with their moods. So think about that. So I mean, one day they could want something just because they're feeling happy, or they're feeling excited or enthusiastic, but the next day they're feeling mad and irritated, so they want something else. So their goals change a lot. So this is so just be mindful of this. They may be all over the place and kind of live nomadically, because their moods, their needs, and their wants change with their moods. But anyways, yeah, you may feel like they're being unsympathetic to your problems, and it's only because they're trying to protect themselves. They have a tendency not to stand up for themselves. They have a tendency to be kind of cowardice. They just have a hard time saying they're sorry. They have a hard time saying that they're wrong. And this can be a problem. This can make your partner feel like you don't care for them, or that you're unwilling to you know, bend for them at all. It can make you feel like you're uncompromising. So just keep that in mind, Cancer. First of all, because it's hard for them to detach from something that they are attached to. Cancers tend to be Cancers are very protective, because they're motherly and they're very maternal. And they tend to be very safe and cautious. So if you are dating a Cancer, you will notice that they're very careful about everything, and sometimes it can be extreme, especially if you're like a Libra and Aries and you're kind of like a risk taker, and you really don't care to think about the risk or the consequences. You just want to jump straight in head first. The Cancer's gonna be like, hey, you know, how about we think this through a little bit? Let's think about it. Let's weigh the pros and cons. You know, what if this happens? What if this goes wrong? So they tend to come out very safe, and sometimes it can seem like they lack ambition, or they lack the courage to take risks, because they're very cautious. So they're going to double check their logs. They're going to make sure you know, everything is researched first before they travel, the roads. They're going to research a car's safety mechanisms before they buy it, things like that. They're very safe. It's because they're very protective. They want to of themselves and of the people that they love. So just be mindful of that. If you're in a relationship with a Cancer, they are very safe and protective. They can take risk, and they will take risk because they are very good at cultivating businesses. So they can be great entrepreneurs, but they're very cautious. They're not going to just dive into something without researching it first, or without making sure it's safe. So yeah, just be mindful of that. They don't like having personal conversations outside of the home. They like to be in a private, enclosed area when they're talking about private issues like the relationship, the children, the home, the marriage. They want to be in private quarters when this happens. They're not likely at all to have a conversation like this at dinner, outside, when you're out to eat. They don't want to talk about it then. They want to wait till they get home and their four walls, where they're safe and they're secure and they're away from, you know, seeing eyes. So be mindful of that. They're private. They're not for showcasing their business to everybody. They're very private people. Now, how do you get a Cancer to fall in love with you? Okay, so first of all, you want to be very sensitive. And this doesn't mean you have to be a sissy or a punk, or you have to be like girly or feminine or shit like that. It just means be in touch with your emotions and your feelings. Don't be so macho that you can't cry, or you can't express yourself, or you can't be vulnerable with them. Like, they don't like that. Don't be afraid to open up, even though, and this is the sign of contradictory, they might take a while to open up. They want you to be open with them because they're going to comfort you. They want to know your secrets, and they want to mother you. They want to nurture you. So don't be afraid to be sensitive, and don't be afraid to be emotional. They're not going to judge you if you are these things. They're going to appreciate them. They're going to appreciate your sensitivity and your emotion, you being emotional. And they'll also comfort you in this. They won't make you feel weird about it. You have to exude some form of security. It has to be evident in your behavior. You also have to exude some type of emotion. Like, you can't be just this dry, dull, emotionless person, because a Cancer has to connect with you emotionally. They need that emotion to connect with you. So if you're unemotional, it's really hard for them to get in, and it's kind of hard for them to fill you out. Even though they are this way, they don't want you to be this way. So it's very important to a Cancer that you have your own place, that you have a place, that you're not homeless, because Cancer rules the 4th house, and the 4th house is the house of home. It's the house of roots. It's the house of where we come from, our nationality, or we were born, our mothers. So the house is important to a Cancer. This means having a damn house, having your own. They're going to look down on you if you don't have a home, if you don't have somewhere to stay, stability, a stable place to live. They're going to frown upon that. It's because they feel like this is very important. They feel like you should value your home life, and you should value stability as well. So if you're trying to get a Cancer woman's attention, have a place, have an apartment, be staying somewhere. Like, don't be homeless, because she's going to be like, hell no, I'm not dating you because you don't have a house. It's very important to her. Cancer males as well. That you have a house, you have somewhere stable that you can call home. That's important to them. Cancer males, to love them is to love their mothers. So Cancers, they are mama's boys. They can be mama's boys. They are in love with their moms. Like, they're a maternal sign. They're ruled by the moon. So they love their mothers. They have a very special connection with their mothers. So if you are dating a Cancer male, be mindful of this. They are very attached to their moms. They value their mother's opinions, and their mothers, they may involve their mother in their relationship more than they need to. You know, they just may feel very attached, and they may still be very needy of their mothers, or feel like they need their mother still. So just be secure in knowing that you're not going to take advantage of their love, because they love very hard, and they love very deep, and they get very attached, and they give you their all. So they have to be comfortable in knowing that you're not going to take advantage of them or take their love for granted. Also, with Cancer males, you kind of have to have this cutesy way about you. You kind of have to be they like petite women, and you kind of have to be very cutesy, kind of pretty. They like dainty women who are concerned with their appearance, women who like to do their makeup and paint their nails, and they like to sit pretty, and they like women like this. They like women who are cutesy and pretty, and they like women who dress cute, who dress nice, silks and sheer and dresses and heels. Cancers love this. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. Cancer, the crab. I hope this helps you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.